Hi everybody. This is a real quick live because I'm heading to church, helping out with worship tonight. But I was reading. I've had no time to do any videos. I have been actively writing. I'm writing a book. That takes a lot of time. Today I've got some modules that I'm working on for the crypto class, so I've just been focused on that. And I've peppered myself with these headlines. I saw it yesterday, guys, and I was like, this is interesting. I've got to study this when I've got some more time. And that is the explosion at Yellowstone yesterday at, what's it called? Biscuit Canyon? One of those geysers. It's all over the, internet news. I haven't seen it on any headline news, but that really got my attention because that's seismic activity underneath the ground. And Yellowstone is acting up, which means the West Coast. I thought to myself yesterday, well, if the West Coast starts seismically acting up, then I'm going to pay attention to it. Well, as of today, after Yellowstone Biscuit Canyon, is that what it's called, exploded and some tourists were injured, I think, or they were running for their lives out of nowhere, right? There was no warning. All that pressure built up underneath there. I saw that there's been seismic activity now all the way from Alaska down the California coast. And I find it interesting that Netanyahu has arrived today. And I saw on Fox News headlines, right, a picture of a swarm of anti-Semitic protests, a Palestinian protest, or call it, or whatever they're protesting about Israel, about Netanyahu being here, a swarm of them outside of DC. And Harris has refused to see him, or didn't see him. He wasn't given a diplomatic welcome. Biden hasn't seen him, or, didn't give him a welcome. Now, Trump has offered to see him at Mar-a-Lago, but once again, Trump is not in power yet. He has no authority over what is decided with that nation. Remember how I said in my sermons, guys, if you watched Friday night sermon, I'm trying to get better with the camera. I know it's hard for you guys to focus when you don't have a clear picture. It was dark and it was raining on Friday, but the audio should have been clear. I'm working on that too. But I've been discussing with you guys, the Lord has prompted me to discuss with you guys seeing spiritually. It is no coincidence that Yellowstone geyser exploded, causing or either the seismic activity or whatever is going on underneath the ground is letting us know that we're rumbling on the West Coast, is basically what I'm saying. That geyser wasn't a fluke that exploded. Something's happening below. And the fact that it's now seismic activity has increased from Alaska. This was the headline today, from Alaska all the way down the California coast on the eve, this happened yesterday, on the eve of Netanyahu coming over here. And now we have anti-Semitic protests and everything that was basically swarming DC because of his arrival. Remember what I said, you have to see things in the spirit. It's the Lord is warning, we're rumbling. Our decisions and what we make decisions on as far as Israel goes, if multiple prophecies spanned decades ago, if we split Israel, as in if this administration before the next administration gets in does that, splits it and makes it a two-state solution, so goes America. Now, I don't understand the West Coast. A lot of the seers have seen the Madrid go up. It could be that it's quaking over here on the west, but it's going to rip up the middle. I'm not sure. But this is definitely something spiritually to watch. No coincidence that this is happening when Netanyahu arrives. Watch. Pray. And especially if you're in these areas, up the Madrid fault line areas, on the West Coast areas. Watch. Okay? I know that there is a lot of seers, one in particular, the Lord told this particular prophet, I'm just going to go ahead and say his name, Brandon Briggs from the Last Days. Listen, I have been following Brandon since nobody knew him. About 18 months ago, when he barely had, I think he had at the time maybe 8,000 followers. I knew immediately he was a prophet. I knew it. I knew it. When you walk in the spirit, you know who's who and who is a prophet, but not of the Lord. See, that's where people get it wrong. They think you're a false prophet if your prophecies don't come true. No, that's not true. We're a new covenant. The old covenant prophets were 100% had to be accurate or they were stoned. That is how you identified a prophet in the Old Testament. Jesus says in the new covenant, you will know a prophet by their fruit. See, you can have prophets that prophesy accurately, but they're not prophets of God. Balaam, he prophesied accurately, but he wasn't a prophet of God. He was a hireling, okay? Many have seen this one particular Brandon Briggs saw in a vision. The Lord told him, tell them, if Israel is split into a two-state solution and that choice is made, the people on the Madrid fault line area have 3 days to get out. That's what he was told. We haven't seen it yet, but I want you guys to be prayerful. The Yellowstone geyser exploded yesterday, and then right off the cuff, we had seismic activity on the West Coast. We are in that window of the storm. Remember the storm that I saw, the black storm that only I saw, but many of my brothers and sisters have seen a storm that is so black, that is so frightening, that is so heavenly. We have seen some ugly things that we cannot pray this away. Okay? So check it. Be prayerful. I'm headed to church right now. We're going to, practice worship, and then I'm going into prayer myself. See if I can get any revelation from the Lord. But don't miss these headlines. Don't miss these things. It just glossed across the news yesterday, and none of the big news channels really picked it up. Spiritual eyes, guys. Spiritual eyes. Watch. Listen. Be prayerful, okay? Love you guys. Going in. Bye.